Yes, welcome to DM Astrology. We are into the series of Ascendant and Sun. We have completed the Aries Ascendant. Now we are moving ahead to Taurus Ascendant. So now onwards, we're going to see how the Taurus Ascendant having the Sun in the different house gives the result. So now we are speaking about the Taurus Ascendant, where we are speaking about the Aries. The priority was the Mars, whereas here he was the Mars was his close friend. But that's what happened. But here the Taurus, being a lordship as a Venus, is not so close friend of Sun. Even though Sun is a malefic planet and Venus is the you can say is a guru, is a mentor of all the evil planet, but still also there is no so cordial relation between Sun and Venus. Sun always being debilitated in the Venus sign, and Venus is also not comfortable with the Sun. See, both have a fire. Sun also have a brightness, fire, hydrogen, whatever you can say, and Venus have its own Ashmi. Ashmi means inbuilt fire. So both somewhat, see, we all know that it's a earth sign, earth planet, Sun is a fire sign, but still it is also a planet of inbuilt fire. Venus have its own inbuilt fire, and that is why it's sparkling like anything. It's spreading the rays, and that is why in the Venus video, viewer can see my Venus video where I say that Venus is not so good planet. Yeah, that is why it's not, because it's giving you a opportunity, way of spending everything, but it may also create the addiction also. Right, so that is why it is not considered as a good planet. So now, not to waste viewers' time, we are going to see the Taurus Ascendant, how the Sun will please. Sun in first house in the Taurus Ascendant, we are going to see how it will be going to affect. Now what happened in the Taurus Ascendant? In Taurus Ascendant, the Sun is the fourth lord. Sun is exactly lord of a fourth house where the heart is pleased. Our heart is placed in the fourth house, and it's a lord as well as karak of our heart, right? And it is placed in the from its own house to the 10th house, that is in the ascendant. We all know that Taurus Ascendant, a landmark example is Lord Krishna, and everybody know that his heart is so bigger, and where everybody has been seated. We all know he has a 16,108. That's Rani or Queen, we can say, but he is always he is always bound with the one only, his wife. He has taken care of all this 16,108 Patrani, it is called in the Sanskrit. Okay, so they have a big heart. The Taurus Ascendant people always have a big heart because Sun is a big planet, whereas here it's a Lord and fourth house pleasure, and place in the first house is also again house of pleasure, the Venus, right? Taurus is also a pleasure seeking sign. So here it's placed in its enemy sign. Sun in Taurus Ascendant is always enemy, in Libra it is debilitated. So here inbuilt it is a Sun. See, the Karaka of first house will remain the Sun only. Lordship is with the Venus, so they itself are each not cordial relation with each other, and now the third planet being a seated planet also being a Sun. So the inbuilt Sun, that's a significant or a Karaka, will always support his outside seated Sun, but here the rule applied Karaka Bhavanashaya. When Karak Bhavanashaya rules, what happens? They become ignorant. In the pleasure, they are involved in so much pleasure because the Lord of fourth house plays in 10 to it, so it's in the Kendra from its house, so they are very much into the pleasure, and due to which they are ignoring their immunity, vitality, power. That is why we always say that Taurus Ascendant being a bull, that's the symbol is given as a bull. They work very hard because the 10th Lord is a Saturn. They work very hard, but afterward they also want a pleasure time is also a big. They wanted to celebrate everything in the bigger and larger scale. So what happened that due to this habit of celebrating all these things, habit of habit of showing their pleasure, they are going into the extremity. Sun being in the first house, what happened that will cause their immunity and vitality power. Somewhat it will also cause some kind of confidence also, because sun is here karak of your atma. Atmabal means soul and soul power. So here somewhat what happened that soul power always rests into the pleasure, and due to the soul rest into the pleasure mode, they are not go to the higher level, they can't reach to the higher level, and always inclined towards the kind of a pleasure and pleasure seeking. Taurus ascendant itself is a Venus own ascendant, we all know, and not going well with the Karaka as well seated sun. So here there is a fight between the inner conscious with the outer body. See, Venus is holding your body. Your outer all structure is made by the Venus, being the ascendant law, and in which the inner voice, Atma, we can call as a soul, Atma, whatever is inside, which makes the body alive, is the sun. So that's a clashing of inner voice with the outer bodily action that clash each other. So that is why one has to always take a extra precaution that they might be go into the challenging things, and it will happen to their body that some or the other time they may face a problem related to heart, because sun is also a karak of a heart in the fourth house, we all know, and being lord of fourth house and karak of a fourth house seated in the first house, 10th from it, if they are into the sun dasha, whenever the sun dasha comes, they will get so much pleasure, but that also sometimes create the heart problem, artery blockage, or heart pumping or valve. Exactly, the sun rule is a valve. It will damage the valve, and that way the person has to face the heart problem. So my dear friends, those who are having a Taurus ascendant and sun in the ascendant, you should be very careful related to your heart, related to your pressure. Don't go much into the pleasure. See, I know pleasure, you are seeking of a pleasure. You have a right to have a pleasure because your body has taken a birth in the Taurus ascendant. So you like to have a pleasure. But what happens, you have to take extra care of your heart, because it might go against the body may be resist, they don't eat this, don't be in the lazy. See, that's also create a laziness. If Saturn in the ascendant as well as your sun in the ascendant, because sun in the ascendant is the karakavana, also making a person somewhat lethargic, negligent about their body, because they say हमें कुछ नहीं होगा, will don't face anything. They are very much ignorant or overconfidence also sometimes. Because of this overconfidence and ignorant nature, they will feel that they will not going to face any bodily challenge, and that ignorance of their self may cause them a bigger injury. Because after the Venus Dasha, see what happen if the Dashakram, if you follow, and somebody is having a sequence of Dasha where the Venus will come first and then Sun has to come. So in Venus Dasha, whatever the pleasure, whatever the lethargicness, whatever the slowness, enjoyment in the body you have done in the 20 years, you have to repay that all things in the Sun Dasha in the 6th year. So that is why you should be very careful whenever you are having the sun in the first house in the Taurus ascendant. One has to be very careful during the Venus Dasha as well as Sun Mahadasha also, and in any of Antardasha also. If any Mahadasha is running, wherever these two planets comes into the Antardasha, they comes in the sequence. So first Venus will come, then Sun will come, and both may cause some injury to them. See, they are very lucky, the Taurus ascendant people very lucky, because Saturn is in favor of them. Saturn being a Yoga Karaka in the Taurus ascendant, If sun will not help, the Saturn will help. So what happen after facing any problem, they come into the some rules and regulation for diet, for health conscious, and then Saturn will make them regular to follow some diet, regular to follow something related to their health. But that is always after the sun has already caused some harm or injury. Why to wait till that time where the something will go so badly? So better if your dasha is already running Venus dasha and Taurus Ascendant, be careful. If Saturn dasha, if your Sun and Venus dasha is never going to come in your life, you will not going to face all these physical problem what I described. But if you are lucky to have a Saturn dasha in your life, that's a golden period of your life whereby you will be very regular, and also it is a Yokaraka supporting your ascendant like anything. So here we have learned that the Taurus ascendant and in the ascendant itself in the first house, if the sun is placed, being a lot of fourth house seated in this Kendra to each house, it is here the rule applies that Parashara rule says that if Kendra lords being a malefic seated in the Kendra, it will not cause any negative result. But here what happened, being a Karaka Bhavana, if two rule clash, you have to see the result, and the result here says that if he is facing some problem, if some problem has already been occurred, then during that time the vitality and immunity power will be caused, and because of this he might be having suffering. So you should not be in ignorant, and you should be focused on your health, and you should be very regular. You will be getting inclination and temptation about the luxury comfort. Be in luxury and comfort, but don't involve in this. Don't make it as a habit. Don't make it as in the addiction. So that things you can control in your things, and by this you can have a good life ahead. So Taurus ascendant very lucky being sun in the first house, but only if they are very careful about their health, this sun will not cause them any harm. So here we end with this lesson of a Taurus ascendant sun in the first house. We have learned that it is not so favorable, but person has to always be regular and not to be an ignorant. If he is ignorant, then ultimately the problem will be ahead him. So viewers, just see to it how it worked, do the response, and then we come to know that whether it's actually work or not. Okay, so here I apply these rules. Hope you like this all videos, series of this video, and this will going to become some collection in the future. So here we end with the first house. In the next video we'll come with the second house, and we'll going to see how it will be affecting in the second house. So for any consultation, for any advice, you can contact me in dmastrology1@gmail.com. Right, this is my official email. You can email me, and you can get a response, consultation, everything. Do like my videos, share my videos, and if you are not yet subscribed, do subscribe my channel. So herewith, namaste. Thank you very much for listening this series. God bless.